Hello everyone, Amod here from Retarget Common YouTube channel, and in this video we are going to learn to write inline assertions in this Assertion script. So in previous videos we have already covered a lot about JSON path. Okay, and if you notice, like I was not writing any SSO script there, and I was simply storing the JSON objects or JSON arrays into a string or file, and from there I used to write the JSON path. So in this video, we're going to learn the real-time usage of those concepts in SSO scripting. Okay, so don't confuse with the inline assertion. So I will show you the normal way, and then I will show you that what is inline assertion. Okay, so let's jump to Eclipse and to our project. Here we have the project. So let me go and create a new class, and I will put in without inline assertion. Okay, so it is always good to start with why we should use something. Okay, so let me write a main method. Okay, and and let me jump to my favorite API, dummy APIs like RESTful Hooker APIs. Okay, so if you go to API docs, and if you read about auth create token. Okay, so here we can see that this is the everything I have explained already in my previous videos. So this will be base URI, and then we need to pass some body, and we'll get some token here, right, which is generated here. So like when you're performing API automation, so we want to verify this particular token is not null. Okay, particular token is not null. Okay, so let me create a recessive script quickly. So we know that we need to start from recessive, then given, okay, base URI. Okay, I'm simply putting everything here. I'm not dividing base URI and base path. Okay, and then we can put something like a body. Okay, and you know this, we need to pass the same genuine password every time to generate the token. So let me go and pass it here. Okay, and then we need to pass the content type. We know that why we need to pass, because we need to let them know in which format we are passing the body, right? So it's content type dot JSON, and so now we need to call the when method. So if you don't understand this, how I'm writing this code, so you must go through my previous videos where I've explained well how can you write this SSO script in BDD format. Okay, and since it is a get call, sorry, it is a post call, right? Post call. Okay, and then so if you compare with previous example, right? So we need a JSON. So what I'll do, I will extract, okay, extract as string. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I am going to extract the response as a string format, in a string format, right? So we will do right thing like string JSON response. Okay, so I created one variable, and let me put capital R, let me put it here. So what I simply am doing, I'm calling this auth API, and whatever response I'm getting, JSON response, I'm putting into a JSON response. Okay. Now let's apply the same concept whatever we have learned earlier. Means we need to create a JSON path class object. So JSON path, okay, it should come from resource, then JSON path equal to new JSON path, right? And here we have to pass the JSON response, right? Earlier we were doing the same thing, right? Earlier we had this much hard coded now, but this time we are storing the JSON response from API. right? So this concept also I've covered in my previous video, so you must go and see if you are not aware. And after this, when we have the JSON path of JSON path reference, we can write any what do you call that, JSON path and get the value. So JSON path dot get, here we know that in response what we'll get, we in response will get token, right? In response we'll get the token. So let me put it here, and let me put one assertion like assert dot assert not null, right? Simply I'm checking this, whatever token means whenever I'm hitting this API, the token should not be null. Okay. So why did it give me error? Because I imported from JUnit. So I'm not using JUnit. I need to import it from TestNG. Okay. So TestNG. Simple check, very simple check I'm doing that the whenever I'm hitting that particular auth API, token I should receive. Okay, that I'm checking, it should not be null. Okay, so let me run it, and it should work fine. Okay, so in this video we are simply doing some basic assertions. Okay, and let me put the log dot and all so that we can see what is actually happening. Log dot all. Okay, then let me run it. Okay, it is printing console, and it should give you the response as well. Okay, but in response we have not put the log at all, so let me put that as well so that we can see everything what is happening inside. Okay, let me run it, and this time we can see with the proper request body and response body, right? We can see, and the SSC also passed. If we, or let me just to show you how it looks when something is not, when some condition not matching. So I will put assert null, right? That method is coming from assert TestNG class, where we can check whether a value is null or not null. So this time I'm asserting that token should be null, which is not possible, right? Because we are getting some token. Okay, so let's see what error it will give. Okay, so obviously it will give some assertion error, and you can see exception thread main assertion error. It's not exception. Okay, assertion expected null but found something, right? So whatever code we have written, this is called without inline assertions. Okay, so now we are going to learn, right? Will not go and store the value, store the JSON in some variable, then we'll not write like this type of syntax. Okay, JSON path and all means this particular syntax. We can do inline assertions. Okay, so we are going to learn the same thing now. So let me copy this thing and let me put here another case with the inline assertion. Okay, okay. So first example was without inline assertion. This time inline assertion. Let me open inline assertions. You can see how the code will be shorter. Okay. So instead of storing this here, there's no need to store it. Okay, I will not storing it anywhere. Okay. So what simply I need to do? Let me remove the extra spaces. Okay. Here, what I'll do. I remove all this part. Okay. What I can do, like suppose I want to verify token is not null, right? So simply when you do then, okay, so we know that when you do the then we have valuable response interface instance we get, right? Means the reference. So here we have method called body. Okay, there are so many overloaded body method. In this body method, you can see like this, the second last. Okay, so don't go with the overloaded, now you'll confuse. So what we see in simple thing, what we can do, we have one body method where in the first argument you can write the JSON path. Okay, and second argument you can use the matchers. Okay, so let me show you how. So we know that the response will look like this, and we know if I want to retrieve the token from here, so I need to use the token keyword, right? This as a JSON path. There's no need to write any dollar symbol and all. So simply in double quotes, give this one. Right? We have covered this concept already, how to write the JSON path. So whatever JSON path, whatever value you want to fetch, simply write the JSON path here. Okay. And then let's put the assertion here itself in the second argument. Okay. So we have one class called matchers. Okay. That is coming from Hamcrest. Okay. Remember matchers, we don't have matcher, we have so many different things, right? But the class which we need to import that is from ham crust, and that is coming by default with rest assured. Okay, ham crust matchers. This particular library you can use with Selenium as well. Okay, this is very powerful assertion library. Okay, matchers, we have method called not null value. Okay, see in one line we have a method called body. In this method we can, in the first argument we can write the JSON path for a value to fetch the value from JSON array, JSON string, whatever JSON object, whatever you have. Then here in the second we need to give assertion, what type of assertion you want to perform on the retrieved value. So what I am saying here, retrieve the value of token or retrieve the value whatever JSON path I am providing, and check whether that value is not null. Okay, and we can put multiple assertion like this. Maybe we can call body method again. Okay, body method again, and we can check that whatever token we are getting, okay, that should be uh, equal to some length. Okay, means if suppose if the validation is kind, whatever authentication token you're getting, that should be minimum 10, the length of that value or string should be 10. So that also we can use. So we need to use token. Okay, again again JSON path. And if I want to get the length of that of value, right, simply you can call the length method. That is also coming from JSON path itself. Okay, length. So what I'm saying that whatever value of token is there, retrieve it. Okay, and get the length of it. Okay, get the length of it, and then check if, let me call the matches. Then we have is or equal to. You can use any. Okay, is, suppose I don't know what is the length of that. Let me put 10. Okay, so what I am doing here, I'm saying that get the value of token, then get the length of it. Okay, not the actual token value, get the length of the token, and then match if it is what we call that 10. If the length is 10. Okay, so let me go and run it again. Okay, so we can see some error, and you can see the proper thing. Okay, so you can see token.length doesn't match. Okay, expect is 10 but we're getting 15. Obviously that will fail because I will not say what with the length of it. So when you put it 5, it will work perfectly fine. Okay, we have one more method. You can add as many as assertion you want. Okay, as many as assertion you want. Like I want to put like token should be, there's one similar method like is, that is like matchers dot equal to, this is also similar to age only. Okay, this age and equal to both are same. Okay, we can put more assertion like the token. If you see the token value here, that is alphanumeric, right? Alphanumeric, so we can check whether it should hold or it should have only alphanumeric values. Okay, so we can have like token. Okay, then in matches we have another method called regex. Matches regex, something is there, yeah, matches regex. Okay, in the string what I will put, I want that it should have all the string values, right? What we can do, okay, so if you're not aware of this regex, so that I'll cover later, but yeah, simply we can write in the like this, it should have A to Z small case, and you can see it's everything in a small case. If you see it is a small case, and we have 0 to 9, right? 0 to 9. Okay, let me run it now. Okay, it is failing maybe for regex. Okay, expected 15. We made some mistake. Okay, so it should be length, right? Okay, let me run it again. Okay, it is failing again. I think it will be failing for the regex only. A string matching the pattern A to Z 0 to 9. But why it is failing? Okay, so did you put here plus and dollar sign? Let's see whether it works or not. Okay, so it's passing now, right? It's passing. Okay, so regex anyway I will cover in some different videos, because now also I do also don't remember so many things in that. But yeah, so this is simply checking. It should have A to Z in the small case and 0 to 9. Okay, so this is called inline assertions. Okay, and let me go. We'll learn so many different type of assertion present in matches, but as of now, since we are learning, so we'll go very basics one. Okay, so let's go and practice some other example. If you see get booking IDs, right? So when you this API gives you all the booking IDs. Okay, and if you see this gives an array. Okay, so like suppose when you create a booking, right, using create booking API, and whatever booking ID you are getting, if you do this get booking ID, so that particular booking ID should be present here, correct? So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to hit this API and want to check in this array we have the booking ID or not. Okay, so let me go and create another copy this class inline assertion for arrays. Okay, and let me open this one. So close others. So let me modify this class itself. What I'm going to do here, so I will take this one. Base URL will be different for this. So here it comes, and this is a get call, so I don't need any body to it, right? I don't need any body and not even content type. Now what I want that my, let me remove extra ones. What I want that whatever response I'm getting, that response it should present, like I think only 10 bookings are by default there. So I can check whether 9 and 10 are there or not. Okay. So we know that this is if I want to write the JSON file for this. Okay. Suppose if I want to get the first booking ID, then what I need to do? Index of 0 dot booking ID. Similarly for other indexes. If I don't want to get the booking ID of particular index and we want simply everything, then we use get list. Remember, we used to do get list without mentioning any index. Same thing here. I want to I want to find if the booking ID contains some particular booking ID or not. And so for that, I need to retrieve all the booking IDs, correct? So for that, what I need to do, without mentioning any index, I need to put the booking IDs. Okay. So what will happen when you when this particular JSON path will be executed, it will get all the booking IDs into a list. Okay. Once that is in a list, we have another method called inside the matcher class itself, matcher.hash item. Okay, hash item, and I will put I want this should contain 9 and 10. Okay, so we have made the hash items actually. Okay, you can give like any value if it is string or whatever integer. Why I'm giving integer? Because this is returning as integer value here. Okay, so what I'm checking, get all the booking IDs and match check whether those booking IDs, that list of booking IDs should contain 9 and 10. Okay, let me go and run it. Okay, so it's a change pass and it's not failing anywhere, so let me go and let me explicitly fail it. What I'll do, I'll put 91. Okay, because 91 is not there, so it should fail. So let me go and see what happens or what error it gives when it fails. So run as Java application. Okay, and if you see the console, it is giving you some error that what we are expecting, a collection containing 91 and a collection containing 10, right? We're expecting this one because we have given two values here, right? If you see the code 91 and 10, so both it is expecting like a collection. Why? Because that booking ID is returning a collection list, right? So a collection which contains 91 or which contains 10, it is and okay, but actually we got this many. What we have this one, we don't have 91, that's why it got failed. Okay, so this is called inline assertion, and in real time we use this type of uh, coding practice itself. Okay, but no, whatever we have learned without inline, that doesn't mean that is not worth, or there's no need to use that one. If you want to store the responses for future purpose means for some other test where you want to do some validations. Okay, and suppose whatever value you are getting in that response, that you need to verify after 3 4 APIs call. Okay, so you cannot write everything in inline. Okay, so the best practice will be like whatever is possible do the inline assertion, and then you can store it if you want to do, or if you want to use further anywhere. Okay, so like this you can use, so that completely depends upon your requirement, and both things are good and both things can be used if you have such requirements. Okay, so that's it in this video. We'll learn new concept in next video. So don't you about that what do you call that sorry, regex. So I will explain that later. Okay, so thank you everyone.